come always to these meetings as a listener, not as a speaker. And one of the reasons why I have not more frequently attended the meetings of this society is because of the disposition of some of my friends to call me out upon the platform, even when they knew there was a difference of opinion as to those who rightfully belong to this platform and myself. I do not know if there is a difference of opinion as to the duty of the abolitionists at this present moment. But General Banks enacted a labor policy in Louisiana that was discriminatory to blacks, claiming he was trying to better help prepare them for freedom. Wendell Phillips countered by saying, if there is anything patent in the whole history of our 30-year struggle, is that the black man is no more needing of preparation for liberty than the white man. What is freedom? It is the right to choose one's own employment. And if it means anything, when any individual, any groups of individuals undertakes it to tell another man where he shall work, when he shall work, and for what he shall work, they are reducing him to slavery. He is a slave. I have one idea about freedom for the American people, and the phraseology in which I clothe it is of the old abolition phraseology. I am for the immediate, unconditional, and universal enfranchisement of the black man in every state of the Union. Without this, his liberty is a mockery. Without this, you might as well use the old label of slavery for his condition. For if he is not a slave of any individual master, he is a slave of society and holds his liberty as a privilege, not as a right. This is the hour. Our streets are in mourning. Tears are falling at every fireside. And we have almost come to the point of conceding this all-important right of suffrage. I fear if we fail to do it now, if the abolitionists fail to press it now, we may not for centuries to come realize the same disposition that exists at this very moment. Well, I feel that now is the time. I want the black man to have the franchise, but I fear that when all the tall heads of this rebellion, when all the Davises and all the Toonses and all the Stevenses leading this rebellion have been blotted out, there will still be a rank undergrowth of treason operating and interfering with the quiet operation of the federal government. You will see these traitors handing down from sire to son the same malignant spirit that they are now exhibiting towards our sons and brothers. I utterly deny that the black man is inferior in any way to anybody on the globe. It was only about 6 centuries ago that the blue-eyed, fair-haired Anglo-Saxon was considered inferior to the haughty Normans who trample upon him. If you read the history of the Norman conquest, the proud Anglo-Saxon was considered a coarser clay than his Norman masters. You were down then. You are up now. I'm glad to see you up. And I hope you will be glad to help us up. Some say the Negro is ignorant. But if he knows enough to be hung, he knows enough to vote. If the Negro knows enough to pay taxes, he knows enough to vote. If the Negro knows enough to shoulder a musket and fight for the flag, he knows enough to vote. If he knows enough when he is sober, as the Irishman knows when he is drunk, he knows enough to vote. Everybody asks the question of the abolitionists, what shall we do with the Negro? I have the one answer. Do nothing with us. Your doing has already played mischief with us. Do nothing with us. Now, I am not for tying an apple to the tree except for its own tree. If it is early ripe and is supposed to fall, if it is rotten to the core, let it fall. But what I ask of the American people is that they give the black man a chance to stand on his own feet, to get out of the way, to let him alone. If you see him on his way to school, children, let him alone. If you see him on his way to the dinner table at a hotel, let him go. If you see him on his way to the ballot box, let him alone. If you see him on his way to the workplace, just let him alone. Your interference is doing him a serious injury. Many delusions have been swept away by the war. One was that the Negro would not work. He has proved his ability to work. Another was that the Negro would not fight. That he was a perfect lamb, disposed to take off his coat, fold his hands, and be whipped by anybody who wanted to whip him. But the war has proved the Negro will fight. Our great Quincy Adams, the president, said, the Negro will fight when there is a reasonable probability of his whipping somebody. Well, I might detour here to a speech that I gave in Maryland in 1865. I end my oratory with part of that speech because it is important. This is Maryland, and I was in Maryland. You might want to, in your books, in your library, go there and find what the black man knows. Find my speech, A Friendly Word to Maryland, in which I was saying to them at that time, an audience just like yourselves, of white and colored citizens, that there is still work to be done. You see, when the ranger introduced me, he was giving you some of the words from my speech of 1852, which to the American slaves of the 4th of July, when I was talking about this great democracy at that time, and what it meant to be in an American democracy. And now that Maryland had abolished slavery by their constitution, I came here to say to them, well, this is what I said on the I assure you I speak only the words of truth and soberness, and I crave the attention of both the white and black classes. So much, my white fellow citizens, you have done, and well done. There is, however, one other thing needed to make your work good and complete. One demands the restoration of all rights. I stand here, therefore, to advocate the doctrine and practice of absolute political and civil equality. Now that the monster of slavery is dead, let the shadow and the substance go down together and let them sleep forever in a fountain. Adoption of the new Constitution, your condition is radically changed. You have an opportunity. But I would advise you to stick to the lower counties of Maryland and stick to your agricultural pursuits. For those of you proud of the islands and Boston, Baltimore, woe betide, sad indeed will be your fate. I would advise you to stay here in the country. I believe that $100 in the country is better than $400 in the city. So you have an opportunity. I believe the black man is just as capable as the white. All we need is an effort, a firm and tireless effort, and we can make this great state of Maryland. We can make this country a land of opportunity for all men and women, regardless of race. If you read the mantra of my newspaper, the North Star, right is of no sex, truth is of no color. God is the Father of us all. And Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Now that I have done